friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. If this is your first time, welcome. We're so excited to have you here. If you haven't already, give the video a like and subscribe if this is the type of content that you'd like to watch. So, what do I have for you today? Today we are going through my spring TBR. What I hope to read this spring. I am a mood reader, or I love to read with the seasons. I don't know if other people are like this. I do this a lot. So it is warm. It's a beautiful time to go outside, enjoy nature. And honestly, it's right before the allergies get too bad. So this is like perfect prime reading outside weather for me. So I am trying to get my TBR ready for the spring. So I have a couple of books here that I want to read, and let's jump into it. See what I am going to try to accomplish to read this spring. My first book that I want to read this spring is called Infused Adventures in Tea by Henrietta Lovell. So this is also, just look at this cover. It's so beautiful. Fun fact about me, I love tea. I don't drink coffee. Both my parents love coffee, and my older sister as well. Me and my twin sister do not like coffee. We love the smell of coffee. Like, put it in a candle or put it infused somewhere, we will love the smell. But the taste, not so much. Tea, on the other hand, is our thing. So I love tea. And so I found this book at my Zero Waste store. She has a little section where there are books and they're secondhand. So I love that I'm reading a pre-loved book. But this book is about this world-class renowned tea lady, is how they describe her. Her name is Henrietta Lovell, and she has worked with Gordon Ramsay, 11 Madison Park, and other really renowned places. But the story follows her adventures in tea, the different places she goes to source really good loose leaf tea. It also, I've already started it, so I am kind of cheating, but it is, so far, what I've read, it is wonderful. It's very beautiful and poetic. It's written so descriptively, and she uses these beautiful flowery words, which is why I kind of love the feel of it, because it's giving me a lot of spring vibes. Also, when I think of spring, I think of like tea and high tea in England or something. So that's kind of my vibe. She takes you along her journey, and some of the stories are very personal and endearing to her, and others are just fun things that she's got to live through. And so I love reading other people's journeys and stories, especially if it has to do with tea. So if sounds like also your thing, I think you might like this as well. Okay, so my second book on my TBR is called Emma by Jane Austen. I'll put it here on the screen. It is very known, very renowned, and I know some people are going to be like, how have you not read this book? Yeah, I know. I don't know how I've not read this book, but I actually watched the movie, the more recent one, and I found it kind of intriguing. I didn't quite understand everything that was happening when I was watching the movie, so I figured, why don't I read the book to see if I'm missing something? It seems kind of interesting, kind of quirky in its own way, but I know it is classic, well loved by many people, and I know I'm going to be like, kind of out in the comments, people are going to be wondering how I have not read this book. But it's okay. We're good. I'm reading it now. So if there's other books by Jane Austen that you think are wonderful, let me know down in the comments below. The next book on my spring TBR is Earl Grey by Shella Graves by Victoria Tate. Also don't have a physical copy of this book, so I'll leave it on the screen. This is a cute little murder mystery to add into the mix of my spring TBR, because I do like a good murder mystery here. And the fact that it has to do with tea, again, remember I like tea, and trying to figure out what's happening, I think that sounds like an ideal book to read in the spring. You've got your dainty little tea, but you also have a murder happening and you're trying to figure out what's happening. The next book on my Spring TBR is actually from an author that I talked about in my book, Spring Book Recommendations by Amy K. Runyon. It is a book called A Bakery in Paris. Again, has the French feeling in it. I'm not sure if this book is actually set in spring, but it does give me the vibe. I think spring bakeries and pastries. This is a fiction book, and it follows a character. And actually believe that this book was mentioned in the one that I had read before, the one that I mentioned in my spring book recommendations book, because there's a slight hint to another a bakery in Paris, and so I believe that she actually made a nod to that book in the last one I read. So I'm excited to now read that one, so maybe it makes a little bit more sense. But this is one that seems like it would be up my alley because I mean, spring bakeries, France, that sounds ideal. My last book on my spring TBR is called The Last Garden in England. This is by Julia Kelly. If you can't tell already, I also really love historical fiction books. I love the idea of reading of events that happened in the past, but also just seeing these characters grow and develop in a very hard time. And also, I mean, look at this cover. It is beautiful. I just love anything that has to do with beautiful flowers. But this book is set in present day 1907 and 1944. And so it says in present day, Emma Lovell has dedicated her career to breathing new life into long neglected gardens. But when she gets a chance of a lifetime to restore the grounds of the famed Highbury House, Emma begins to uncover secrets long buried in the garden's past. We follow different characters, but all in the same setting. And so there's clearly a secret that ties them all together, but we have to keep reading to find out. So I'm really excited to be reading a historical fiction in the springtime. So if this also sounds like you might want to check it out as well. It wraps up my spring TBR. If you have any recommendations that I need to add to my list, please let me know in the comments. I'm always trying to figure out what book to read next. So I will see you in my next video. Bye!